So what I have here is an example of some notes or an assignment that I have annotated, um, or at least given some examples of how to annotate. So first things is all the tools that I have. So I have some colored pencils, different colored pens, and a highlighter. Set those off to the side for now. Um, and the next thing is setting up the notes. And so you'll see that when I glued in my diagram and then my assignment over here, which let's think about those as notes because that's basically what they are. They're notes that I've kind of helped you set up already. What I've done is asked you to put them all the way over to one side so that you will have some room over here to write some stuff and draw some stuff in. And then at the top, we have a date on the outside, title here, same thing over here because it's the same notes, same title, date on the outside over here, so it's kind of like a book, so it's easy to see. And then right here we have, in this big column here, we have the notes that we take during class time. So whether that's a drawing or that is answering some questions, or if it's just taking notes from a PowerPoint or a lecture or a video or a book. And that's where those notes would go. And then underneath at the bottom, there's a spot for a summary. And so those are the four spaces: the title space, the in class, during class notes space, the after class doing some thinking about those notes space, and the summary at the bottom. So let's start over here on this side. Some things that you can add are some non-text items. So things like underlining something, or giving it stars, or highlighting it, or circling it, or squaring it. Some more highlighting down here. It doesn't really matter what system you come up with, but come up with a system and have the stars mean something, have circles mean something, and whatever shapes you want to use, or highlighting in certain colors, or just highlighting means a certain thing. So if it's an important idea, or if it's something you have a question about, or if it's an important person, or if it's something you think you might forget, whatever the system is, kind of keep it consistent. And the other things you can add are some diagrams. So I have my double helix here for DNA, so I have it labeled and I drew it. And so I have a diagram here. Other things I can do are add things like icons. So this is my little person here, and so my important person is next to this part, so that's somebody that I might want to remember, or just something that might be interesting. In science, the people who do it are important, but they're not everything. So just have a little icon there. And then I have a little icon for a question. So if I have a question, I know that I'm going to throw my big question mark here to mark that. So I have icons, I have diagrams with labels if I can do that. Over here I have a big labeled diagram, all color coded. So I didn't go into much detail on this one, but just want to show you that you can add drawings here, or you can add them into the body of the text of the notes. Either way works. Some actual text features that you can add to, or actual text that you can add to your notes are some questions. And there are different kinds of questions. But the important thing is when you're doing either adding questions or adding icons or diagrams or adding connections, my little symbol for connections here, like this reminds me of, is to do it after class, whether that's in study hall later, or that's in at home for homework, or after school, whatever it is. Adding it afterwards gives your brain a chance to kind of process this and come back to it and try and practice remembering what you did. You don't want to do it too late because you don't want to forget about it, but you don't want to do it right away because it's going to be too fresh in your mind. You won't be able to do any thinking about it. So I have curiosity questions, going deeper questions, like you want to know it just at a deeper level than what we're doing in class, or you just were wondering about something and how it connected. or if you have like a clarifying question, like you just don't know what's going on, that's what you would write there. And then let's say you had a connection to make, and you wanted to make a connection to something you already learned, or something you watched in the video that we watched, or something you watched on TV one time. That's what I would do there. For the summary, you got two options: one or two sentences, or some sort of word map. If you're a visual person, this works really well. And even if you're not, if you don't think of yourself as a visual person, try this every once in a while. It helps to help see some connections between things that you learned about. Or you can just give like a one or two sentence summary. Also do this either at the very end of class or after class, so that you have time to think about what the most important things are before you start doing that. So those are notes and how to annotate your notes. Thanks for listening.